everybody, welcome to GIS E-Pathshala, Grade 8, Social Science, Politics. Now in Social Science today we are going to do Politics and our topic is the Indian Constitution. Chapter 1 and our topic is the Indian Constitution. See, continuously we are hearing the word democracy and constitution. Democracy and constitution. So in this chapter we are going to learn something about constitution, and this year we are going to learn about the democracy and constitution, both the things further in the 8th standard. Now begin with the things I want to say. I will start with some game, one of the game, that football. Suppose football, I am saying football, you all are knowing the football and you are watching also football. According to name suggests, immediately it strikes in your mind that it involves the player's feet. While playing, it involves the player's feet. If the ball touches the arm of any of the player, it is considered as a foul. If the player touches if the player's arm is touched by the ball, it is considered as a foul. Similarly, other games are there, hockey, cricket, all are having the rules according to which they are played. All the games have rules according to which they are played. Now because of the game, because of the rules are there, and because of the rules we can define the game and we can distinguish the game. Because of the rule only we can define the game and we can distinguish the game from the other game. And these are the fundamental of the games. These are the fundamental of the game. So such rules are known as constitutive rules. Such rules are known as constitutive rules, means essential rules. Indigenous rules means related to game, basic rules. It is known as the constitutive rules. We have seen the rules in the games like that. Like in the games, the society has also the consecutive rules. Like games also, the society also has consecutive rules. And in large societies, suppose in society we know different communities, people of different communities are living together. In societies we know people of different communities are living together. So these type of rules are formulated through consensus. These type of rules are formulated through consensus. Consensus means after taking the opinion, broader view. It is not like that one person is thinking immediately making the rule. It is not like that. Consensus means taken the opinion and the broader view, and after that they are making the rules. In modern countries, this type of rules are formulated and this type of rules are available in the written form. In modern countries, this type of rules are available in the written form. So a written document in which we find such rules is called a constitution. So now basic thing, the PowerPoint is, what is constitution means? A written document in which we find such rules is called a constitution. So again I am saying the main word over is constitution. Constitution means, as you know that in society the people of different communities are living together. In society the people of different communities are living together. So rules are formulated through consensus. Rules are formulated through consensus. And in the modern countries nowadays, these consensus are available in the written form. Consensus are available in the written form, and a written document in which we find such rules is called the constitution. So basically I want to say that constitution means certain rules and regulations, certain rules that any house, any game, any institute, anybody is following. One pattern, that is a one rule. And the written form, written document in which we find such rule is called the constitution. Now one thing is very common, again and again you are coming across the thing that India is a democratic country. In India democracy is there. In 6th standard also you learn little bit about that, 7th standard also you learned about that. But what is democracy in simple language? Democracy means the country where the ruler are elected by the people. We are electing the ruler directly. Any king is not there and the king's son is again becoming king. It is not like that. We are electing, we are selecting or electing our own ruler. So now about the constitution I want to say that today's in most of the countries have the constitution. Today's in the present time most of the countries have the constitution. All the democratic countries likely have their constitution. But it is not necessary that those countries who have the constitution are all democratic. It is not like that. Those countries who have the constitution, they all are not democratic. Half of them are, sometimes democracy is not there also. A constitution serves several purposes. A constitution serves several purposes. A constitution tells us the nature of our society. A constitution tells us the nature of our society. As you know that a country is made up of different communities. A country is made up of different communities and different people are living in the country. So what happens? A constitution gives us a set of rules and principles. A set of rules and principles that all persons in the country can agree upon. All the persons in the country can agree upon as the basis of the way in which they want the country to be governed. See how the country should be governed. For that some basics should be there. That basics should be are there in the constitution that are agreed by all the people of the country. So a constitution gives us a set of rules and principles that all persons in the country can agree upon as the basis of the way in which they want the country to be governed. And after that, this includes not only the type of government. See, in the previous point we have seen that they want the country to be governed. It is not like that only it includes the type of government. What type of government is there, democracy or whatever. It is not including only the type of government but also agreement on certain ideals. Agreement on certain ideals that they all believe the country should uphold. That all believe that country should uphold. Means in simple way, suppose I am saying in school, certain rules are there. Fixed rules are there on time we have to reach, on time we have to submit the books, all the things are there. Those are the basic rules. But along with that, certain things are there, those are not included in the rules, but we all feel that it is necessary. We have to follow this. Suppose as soon as we reach the school, we have to say good morning to everybody. We should talk to each and everybody with very politely. So these type of things, internally we feel that this we should follow. It is not given in the rule, but it should be followed. So like this, what constitution gives us, it is given. Now we will say something about Nepal. Now where is Nepal? Nepal that borders India on the north. Nepal that borders India on the north. Until recently Nepal was a monarchy. Monarchy means where there is no democracy, the king is there. Where there is no democracy, king is there. So until recently Nepal was a monarchy. And the previous constitution 1990 adopted by the Nepal, the previous constitution of 1990, it was reflected in that the authority is stated with the king only. The authority rested with the king only. So it is a monarchy. A people's movement in Nepal fought for several years. People's movement in Nepal fought for several years and finally succeeded in establishing the democracy in Nepal. In which year? In 2006. Finally they succeeded in putting an end of the king's rule. And they got the democracy. Now after that the democracy came in Nepal. What is the main thing? Because in previous constitution all the things are written as a monarchy, and now according to the democracy, the people of Nepal wanted to make a new constitution to establish Nepal as a democratic country. Again they fought for the new constitution. From monarchy to democracy they came. So again they fought for the new constitution. See, from monarchy they came into Nepal, all the things came into the democracy. So they want to change the constitutive rules to guide the new society. They want to change the constitutive rules to guide the new society, and finally they got it, and finally they adopted the new constitution in 2015. Finally they adopted the new constitution in 2015. Now the second important purpose of constitution is to define the nature of a country's political system. See, the second important purpose of constitution is to define the nature of a country's political system. See, as we have seen in the Nepal, what it was written in the previous constitution, that the country should be ruled by the king and his ministers. But where the democratic type of government is there, democracy is there, their constitution plays a crucial role in laying certain important guidelines. Constitution is providing some of the important guidelines that govern decision making with the society, that governs decision making with the society, because we are electing our members, our representatives are there and they are ruling and they are doing the things. In our country we are electing the rulers and then the ministers are there. So sometimes it may happen, might be there, that the ministers are using their power, they are misusing their power. Sometimes the authority, they are misusing the power and the authority, and it should be harmful for the society. It would be harmful for the society. Sometimes the leaders are misusing the authority. Now we will say what type of misuse. See, sometimes what happens, the minister is not ready to sanction a project. The project is better, good, but sometimes the minister is not ready to sanction a project. Sometimes they are calling in the police station, they are talking in the police station, they don't complain, don't file any complaint against his relatives. So such type of power misuse they are doing of the authority, but Constitution always provides the safeguard against it. But the Constitution always provides safeguard against it. In democratic societies, the Constitution often lays down rules that guards against the misuse of the authority. That guards against the misuse of the authority. Now, in our Indian Constitution, you know certain the fundamental rules are given by the government. Our government has provided some of the fundamental rules for the citizen. Now, the Indian Constitution guarantees the right to equality to all the person. Right to equality to all the persons means no person should be discriminated on the basis of religion, race, caste, creed, place of birth or any such type of things. We should not discriminate any person. This is the right of equality. And the right of equality is one of the fundamental rights. Right of equality is counted as one of the fundamental rights provided by the Indian Constitution to us. Thank you.